I love anime conventions, and I have been to a lot of them in the past few years. I've been to Katsucon, which is held in National Harbor in Maryland, Otakon, which is held in DC,
Superstar Anime, Virginia Beach,
Anime USA, which is held near the Reagan National Airport, Holiday Matsuri, which is in Orlando, Florida, and my friends have been to a couple other ones, such as Momocon, which is held in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Anime Weekend Atlanta, which is also in Atlanta, Georgia, and of course one of my friends have been to the biggest anime convention ever, Anime Expo, which I will be actually going to this year. Let's go! But in this video, I'm here to just talk about a couple of the different things you could do at anime conventions. And along with that, I'll be sharing with you a couple tips that I've learned from going to all these different anime conventions. Let's go. So, I think the first thing when you think about an anime convention, it would be cosplay. Now, when you go to anime conventions, you will definitely see a ton, if not thousands, millions, probably not millions, but thousands, tens of thousands maybe, depends what anime convention you go to, but you will definitely see many cosplayers of all types. You'll see anything as simple as my Gargura cosplay, all the way to this crazy mecha looking cosplay. Look at that. But of course, just have fun with it. If you do decide to cosplay, make sure it's appropriate for the season. You don't want to be wearing something extremely heavy in the summer or something extremely light in the winter. So plan it accordingly. But in my opinion, just have fun with whatever you decide to cosplay. One cool thing that anime conventions do, they allow for a couple fans to plan cosplay meetups. And there's a whole schedule of like different shows, anime, video games, for cosplayers to gather at a location to take pictures with each other. It's really cool. Like I've been to a Genshin Impact one, a VTuber one, a JoJo's one, and they're all so cool because you get to just be around a bunch of like-minded fans where you can just really talk to and just take pictures with a bunch of people that enjoy the same thing as you. It also makes it a lot more fun if you decide to cosplay with a couple friends and do the same series. And now, one main reason why I go to anime conventions is for the dealer's hall and the artist alley. Now in the dealer's hall, you'll find many anime and weeb goodness there. It's essentially where all the merchants, local merchants, or even merchants and just companies around the nation, around the world maybe, come to join together and sell their goods. It's here where you'll be able to find a ton of anime figures, plushies, memorabilia, a bunch of different goods really. One of the things I really like to look out for are essentially things you can't really find online. Sometimes you'd be able to find a really nice deal for a figure or an art book or manga even. Although the prices the merchants themselves offer in the deals room are a little marked up. But there are some cases where they do some deals where it's like buy two get one free or other stuff like that. Also in the deals room or deals hall, whatever you want to call it, there are usually other exhibitions there, such as like these cars, these awesome Itasha cars. Or sometimes even if the time is right, you'd be able to see stuff like this, the Olympic torch. Yes, this is literally the Olympic torch that they use to do the thing at the Olympics in Tokyo. It's usually here in the dealer's room also where you're able to see any guest, panel guests, industry guests, or just any famous people essentially. And I was lucky enough to actually meet the Demon Slayer English voice actors for Nezuko, Tanjiro, and Zenitsu. And you can see my background right there, yep. That's that signed. I got that signed by the English voice actor of Tanjiro. I also got a couple art books and stuff signed by them. Next up is the Artist Alley. The Artist Alley has definitely become something that I really enjoyed to check out because it's usually much more different than the dealer's room. Whereas the dealer's room is usually the same stuff, usually for every single con. It's what you expect for anime merch, figures, and all that. Nothing new. But when it comes to art, there's always something different. There's always different artists at these conventions. Usually you'll come across some familiar names, some big names in the artist sphere that do go to anime conventions. But more times than not, you'll definitely encounter new artists. And that's what makes it so fun about the Artist Alley. Next up is the Gamer Room. And it's here where you'll be able to play a bunch of different arcade games, like rhythm games, fighting games, and some of them even offer a tabletop, like Monopoly, funnily enough. Not only that, some conventions even do straight up PC gaming areas, which is awesome, so you can log into whatever game you want to play, and boom, you play it. Like for example, me and my friends played Genshin Impact at Holiday Matsuri once. Next up are panels. Now, I'm not that big of a fan of going to anime convention panels. I find that most of them, in my opinion, are lackluster, but there are the couple few that are pretty awesome. For like example, any of the guest panels, like I went to the Demon Slayer Q&A panel, and that was pretty awesome. I also went to the Shibuya Kaho panel where we played a bunch of different Switch sports games. That was awesome. My friend actually got a hug from Shibuya Kaho. I'm so jealous. But yeah, there were also a bunch of different fan panels, like you could sign up to do your own panel and talk about whatever, do whatever you want, as long as it's within regulations, of course. Yeah, the next thing that comes up to mind is, I guess, food. You have three options. You could either buy the extremely overpriced food at anime conventions, which honestly I don't recommend. But I guess it depends on what convention you go to. For example, if you decide to go to Anime Expo, if you want to get food and you definitely don't want to wait in an extremely long line just to get back in, just buy the food inside the convention. That's my tip. But if you do plan to just not go back into the con and you just want to go out, leave and go eat, then go out and eat. But for generally any other convention, I'd say just leave the convention and go outside to go eat, honestly. Will most likely be better food and for a much better price. And the third option is pack your own food, maybe? I don't think I've done that, though. I never really brought my own food into the convention, but it's an option. It's an option. You can do that. And I think the last thing that really is important for anime convention is hotels and travel plans. If you do decide to do out-of-state cons, or you just don't want to have to leave the convention and go back home every single day and come back every single day, anime conventions do some hotel discounts, but it's for a limited time only and they drop at a specific time. It's usually called the hotel block. And anime conventions will usually announce it on social media or their website, and there you can be able to get an okay discount for the hotels nearing the convention itself. I definitely recommend go with a group of friends or a group of other anime fans or cosplayers in order to bring that price even lower, where you could split it amongst the people in the room. Yeah, I think that's really pretty much it that I have to say about anime conventions. I've been to a lot of them, and honestly, they've all been really fun. I'll leave a link in the description down below where you could watch a playlist of all of my anime convention vlogs. But honestly, I'm probably missing out on a ton of other tips and tricks at the moment, but in general, just have fun. Just have fun. This is like really the one opportunity where a weeb like you, like me, can just be a weeb and just be an anime fan. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe for more. It's much appreciated. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!